Gotta bop like this, can't wear skinny jeans cause my knots don't fit. No one in the corner got a pocket like this, so I rock jeans cause my knots so big. You can learn how to dress just by checking my fresh, checking my fresh, checking my fresh. Follow my steps, it's the road to success, where the niggas know you're better when the girls say yes.
Hola Kryptonians, what's up? Superfan K here. Thank you for tuning in to today's episode of the Superfan Show. Today, I'm going to be reviewing The Shallows, aka Blake Lively versus Jabberjaw. Only kids born in the 90s who watched Boomerang would get that reference. Either way, The Shallows, it's a shark movie. It stars Blake Lively. No one else really of consequence. It's about this girl who goes to this beach, where her mom gave birth to her, and she's surfing. She's from Texas. She's just out there trying to escape from things. She goes out into the water. She gets attacked by a shark. She becomes shark bait. Boo-ha-ha! Basically, the rest of the movie is about her surviving this shark. Who's ready to dive into the deep end with me? I thought of that all week, guys. Yeah. Let's just get this over with. Blake Lively was good in this movie. I feel like I have to say that. Blake Lively, I haven't seen her in much. There's kind of been an APB out for her as an actress. I haven't seen her in a lot of shit. Last thing I saw her in, she was screwing Ben Affleck in The Town. She was good in this movie. I thought she gave a solid performance. She's the thing that you have to root for because she's basically the only real character in the movie. And I thought she did a good job. I thought she gave a solid performance. There are some parts where she's like in some really intense pain. I like the fact that her character isn't a dumbass and doesn't react like a dumbass in some of these instances. She's a medical student, so she has experience. She's smart. I like that about her. Also, there's some pretty fun shark sequences. CGI for the shark looked pretty good. The shark itself had some really tense moments with her. So that stuff was pretty cool. I don't really know if there's anything else that I liked, but those two things are the main things of the movie. So those are the main things that work, so I feel like I have to give credit to those. The movie's shot okay, I guess. Let's talk about the problems with this movie. Number one, the directing style visually. Okay, like there is an absurd amount of slow motion shots and close-up shots in this movie. Like where they zoom in on Blake Lively, they zoom in on everything, the rock that she's on, where everything is like in slow motion, this really slow camera work. It got done to the point of being obnoxious. Sitting there in the theater, I'm like, are they gonna do that this whole fucking movie? They do it the whole fucking movie. And I just thought that was a really weird directorial choice. Like, it took me out of the movie a couple times because I'm just like, do we really need to have her slow motion run into the water multiple times? Do we really need to have slow motion of her eating an apple? Also, the first 20 minutes of this movie feels like setup. It feels like, okay, come on. We're kind of waiting. Nothing really interesting is going on in the first 20 minutes. And you're just kind of waiting for that shark to show up and fuck shit up. The movie feels like it's just kind of walking in place for the first 20, maybe 30 minutes. There's really not much of anything going on in the movie. There's just multiple points during this movie where you feel like the story itself, there's not really anything interesting other than her sitting on a rock waiting for a shark to come and get her. You could do some interesting stuff with her, but there's no real substance of anything to grab your attention or make you feel like, yeah, this is the movie. Instead, you're just waiting for the CGI shark to come around. There's a seagull that sits on a rock with her for the entire movie that is completely pointless. There are a couple of glaring plot holes. I'm talking about plot holes as big as the pants that Precious puts on. Glaring plot holes. It took me out of the movie. I'm just like, that was fucking dumb. Why'd you do? No, that doesn't make sense. Example, there's a guy who dies on a beach. You would assume that it's a shark movie, so people are gonna die. I don't feel like that's a spoiler. And he dies on the beach, right? Okay, the same beach that she was at, the same beach that there are other people at. The other people come up to the beach to surf. What happened to the guy who died on the beach? Like, where did his body go? Did somebody come clean that shit up? Shit like that just kind of takes me out of the movie. It's not a bad movie. I will say that it has its positives. It has a lot of stuff going for it. But in the end, you feel like it's kind of forgettable, and I do feel like even though I would recommend you go out and see this movie, I don't think I would recommend spending full price, and I don't think I would ever watch this movie again. So I'm going to give it the Fortress of Solitude rating for average. Thank you guys so much for checking out another review of mine. Head over to my YouTube channel, comment, like, share, subscribe. I have a review for Independence Day coming up tomorrow. Thank you guys so much. And as always, if you like what you see, tell me how you feel and stay tuned to hear more from the Man of Steel. Peace.